You're going to Halloween Horror Nights this year? You might want to listen to this. This is a little bit longer of a video, so you can always hold down the right side to speed it up. You're probably not going to hit every single house. If you have the Express Pass, then yes, you probably will. But those are kind of expensive. So if you're going one day only, don't expect to hit every house, but you can get most of them. The scare zones, you should have no problem walking through all of those because they're just in between. Now, if you're going more than one day, you have plenty of time to kind of split it up, but be there early, okay, and stay till the end. The closer you are to this gate at the start, if you're not already in the park, the better, but don't follow the crowd, okay? Don't be afraid to zigzag and you're gonna be in a lot better shape. If you can, try to get like the big ones, like at least two of the big name ones out of the way first, because those ones will just climb. It is a complete guess as to when things are going to be slow or not. So just luck of the draw. Now, I will say historically, the best times, not opening weekend, September, like second and third week, best times to go. And sometimes even that last week in November after Halloween, I've gotten the most luck to get everything, or at least most things done during those times. October, it's a coin flip, and the closer you get to Halloween, it is going to be busy. I definitely suggest you make a list of the top 4 that you absolutely don't want to miss. That way you can make sure you get those ones out of the way. If they are those premier houses, your Fallout, your Friday the 13th, Five Nights at Freddy's, and of course, the Terrifier. Terrifier is going to be the busiest, guaranteed. Some scare zones are always going to be better than others, so they're really just to walk through and kind of, you know, experience something as you're walking from one place to the other. So don't get too hung up on spending a bunch of time in the scare zones. If there's one that's particularly themed to your liking, you know, enjoy yourself. Let yourself interact with the actors a little bit. They love it. They're fun to watch other people, so I like walking through them, but I don't really spend a whole lot of time in them unless they're like, you know, Blumhouse or the one year they did The Purge, a whole section of just The Purge. That was really fun. I had higher expectations for the Death Eaters in Diagon Alley, so I don't know, maybe people had better experience. I thought it was kind of lame. And I'm a Harry Potter nerd, so like it really sucks to say that. So, you know, they do a little demonstration and they interact with people in Diagon Alley. Some people might appreciate it more. I thought it was kind of a waste of time. And maybe we just got one of the nights that they weren't really on point, but they just kind of waved their wands around a little bit and some colors changed and then they got real intense in the crowd. But that was kind of it. There will be a lot of drunk people, so be ready for that. Not that that's a bad thing by any means. It's just the crowds move differently when everybody's intoxicated. And so just remember that. And keep this in mind too, there are drink stations and there are places to buy alcoholic and non-alcoholic in the queue lines, outside the queue lines, and all throughout the park. So don't worry about that. Bathroom breaks. Some of the queue lines, especially the 2 houses that tend to be behind the Men in Black area, there's usually a section of porta potties back there. So they've gotten a little better at strategically placing bathroom zones, but try to plan for those, especially if you're drinking a lot. Also, like the big stage show is going to be where the Fear Factor stage used to be. And if you don't know where that is, that's in between Men in Black and Diagon Alley. There's also a couple of houses back there. If you were planning to see a show, check the times and you will probably miss out on at least one house if you do see the show. But usually the show is really good and you get to sit down, take a little break. If you're going to go see the show, you do need to get there a bit early because there's only so many seats. A lot of people do try to get in there. There's a long wait that goes all the way over to London area. And just for perspective, so this was last year. This was like right when the park opened. That's for the Ghostbusters house. And this was A Quiet Place. That was last year. And that was not long after the place opened. So pretty much everybody who was already in the park had gone to that one. And also, whatever house is right there at the stage by Rip Ride Rockit, that one is always going to be the longest line. They usually put one of the big popular houses there. And it's, I mean, most people gravitate that way anyway. So that one will stay busy. The ones that Universal creates that are not based on movies, like this one from last year, generally the time will stay somewhere around here. But you can actually wait for a couple of those till later in the night as people get tired, because you can usually get through those last couple pretty quick. Don't completely rule out those ones that are not themed based on movies that are just created by Universal. They're actually usually pretty good. My best advice is to walk in and head straight to the left, get one of those main houses, not the first one, probably leave the stage one. Go straight to the back, is usually another popular one. Zigzag across, grab a couple over there, and then by that point, people are gonna start piling in the wait times are gonna start climbing, and then just zigzag. But regardless, just go in there with expectations that you're gonna have a good time, and I promise you will not have a bad time. It is the best Halloween event I have ever been to. So can't wait to hear everybody's videos and see everybody's comments and all that stuff. If you got questions, let me know. This year is going to be busy. Regardless of when you're going, I hope you have a blast, and just remember to be considerate of each other, and if you love Halloween, you're gonna love it. And if you love these movies or these themes at all, you're absolutely going to love it. You know, they go all out for this event. It truly is the world premiere Halloween event. So if you've never been, I'm excited for you because you're gonna have a great time. Like to be helpful, like to be useful. As always, this is Deshaun. Let's go and have so much fun at the world's best Halloween event, Halloween Horror Nights.